Hey everyone, welcome back to SAP Pulse. I am Patrick Hakeem, and before we get started, please help the channel out. Like, share, subscribe. This helps the channel grow and definitely helps me continue to bring awesome content to you guys. So I want to get started by inviting you guys out to the Stock Pulse Silver Symposium. That's going to be happening again on September 29th to October 1st. Friday, we're going to have a great list of speakers. You're going to see more than just what you're used to seeing on our list. You're going to see a whole lot of exhibitors talking about the junior mining and the silver industry space and what's really going on with silver supply. You're going to see a lot of my great friends. You've seen probably a lot of this stuff discussed on Stock Pulse already. Dolly Varden, who you guys have heard has been in the news. I'm so excited to talk to them as well. Really just taking time here to understand there's going to be a lot of people coming that we're really excited to see. And especially when you talk about who's coming as presenters and exhibitors. Of course, you guys know me, Patrick Hakeem. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter at Patrick Hakeem21M. If you don't know why it's 21M, we got stuff to talk about. Keep watching. David Morgan, Andy Schechtman, of course, you guys know Economic Ninja. And again, wrapping it off with Elias Ahonen launching us off on Friday night, talking about the real value of physical metals, especially when you apply that to Bitcoin. Weird, right? We're going to talk about that. So getting started right into this today, I want to take a look at coin market cap. And as you guys could see today, Bitcoin is going on a little bit of a pump. Ethereum's on a little bit of a pump right now. Now, we're not talking anything huge, but this kind of news is actually really good for the crypto space. And we're going to get into it today because there is some crazy news coming out that I find people are missing the whole point of. And I'm here to break it down for you because there is a caution here. People are missing the actual problem that they're sneaking in and no one is talking about it. And we'll get to it in a sec. But of course, I have to talk about Bitcoin today. We're sitting at 29,126 right now as I'm recording, looking strong, especially as the halving nears. This one is really important. So to get started on this conversation, I'm going to take us back a little bit. Now, this is back to December 12th of 2022. This is when the new IRS rule came out saying anything over $600, they're going to have to report your money on a 1099-K. Who? Venmo, Cash App, PayPal. And we started seeing the beginning of a lot of economic turbulence, especially within the crypto space. And then you lead on and we go into February. February, the SEC files a Wells notice. And who are they sending this Wells notice to? Paxos. Of course, now you're getting to where I'm going. Paxos, what's going on with Paxos today, right? But we're going to still, hold on. Don't wait. Just wait a little bit. I'm going to get there. Today, you're seeing that we have a big news that has come out. And again, starting February 10th, this is going back to February 10th, PayPal pauses the stablecoin project amid their Paxos probe. So the SEC sent a Wells notice and said, hey, we're going to investigate you guys for violating something. They don't talk about what that something is. One of the things that we're going to talk about is they did find out what the probe was about, but it really comes down to this narrative that we've always been talking about is secondary markets. If we sell these tokens on a secondary market, is that a security? The answer is no. They just told us that with Ripple. So amid this news, but hold on for a second here, because this new stablecoin bill that was drafted here, and that was back in June, just a few months ago, they came out and said, hey, we need to come out with a stablecoin bill. Why a stablecoin bill? Why not Bitcoin? Why are they talking about stable coins? Why are they talking about ETFs, especially ones that are leveraged ETF, not a spot ETF? Hold on, let's just keep going on. Payment giant PayPal to launch dollar-pegged stablecoin on Ethereum. Now, that's the news, okay? What's going on here? They're releasing with Paxos a digital USD-pegged stablecoin. And it's going to be called like USD PayPal or PayPal USD or something like that. The thing that I find really funny here is even though it's a dollar peg stablecoin, it says it's going to be backed by cash equivalents and short-term treasuries. So again, nothing stable about the dollar. But I want to take a look at this. They're going to actualized returns of 10.8% annualized. They're going to give you short-term investment products. This is the kind of stuff that they're trying to use to lure you here. But as we could see, it's called PayPal USD, PYUSD. What are they going to do with PayPal USD. Now, this is the fear that I want to try to get ahead of, because one thing that people separate when they talk about Bitcoin and blockchain is your anonymity. It's pseudo-anonymous, right? When you look at the blockchain, you could see a bunch of letters and numbers, but you can't see who it is. You have to do a little bit more work. I believe what is happening here is they're removing the pseudo-anonymity features of Ethereum. Now, let me explain this a little bit more. If you have an Ethereum address, that's the layer 1. A layer 2 blockchain is something that settles on top of Ethereum. So what we see happening here is they are issuing a new coin. This coin is going to be regulated by PayPal. Now, look at this. PayPal's regulated stablecoin is a watershed moment in the crypto space, says partner Paxos. Why is it? Because the difference is the significant, because we have a prudential regulator. That's what they think is so significant. They have a regulator. Why? Because PayPal already has a money operating license. They're already in bed with the right people. So what they're saying here is we've got a path forward where we're going to take your information, as they've already started back here. They were talking about this, right? Getting paid on Venmo over $600. We're going to track it. If you work with Paxos at the stablecoin, we're watching that. What are they doing here? The idea is they want to take they just need to know what's going on. So what's going to happen with Paxos, and when you take a look at it, when you send Paxos to another wallet where you have Ethereum held, at that point, they can look at the blockchain. They have identified who you are, because when you are with PayPal, you have to KYC, which is a know your customer. They have to know exactly who you are. And now when you send your Paxos to the blockchain, you're going to be sending it to an address that may have a lot of other layer 2 tokens on it on Ether, which uses the same exact address. So even if you buy $1 of Paxos and send it to a wallet that you already own that has an Ethereum wallet address, they're going to be able to notify the IRS of all of these other tokens that you have. And this, again, is my problem here, is they're secretly trying to get underneath, and they're trying to figure out what you have and tax you on it. And this, again, goes against the heart of cryptocurrency and blockchain. Now, I'm not advocating for you to hide anything, but I am advocating that anything that is yours, that is hidden, that you want to be hidden, should be hidden in the way that you want it to be hidden. It's not that hard, because I believe in I believe in sovereignty and in governing my own ability to keep my assets. And if I have gold or silver or Bitcoin, I don't need anyone to know what I am doing with it, because as long as I'm not breaking the law, then it shouldn't be illegal. And that is a right I have. What they're trying to do here is figure out who has what. This is just another tool they're utilizing, because as soon as you KYC, they're going to know every other asset in that wallet that has an ERC token to it. So if it's a layer 2, they're going to know what you have in that wallet. And if money moves and you do not report it, how hard is it to create an AI bot that cross-references the two systems? One by PayPal saying this one moved more than $600 this year, and one saying this is who it is, and the other one saying it didn't pay us any taxes on cryptocurrency transactions. What's going on? Where's their capital gains? Where's their capital losses? These are things that we must be cautious about, and why I always come back to the last thing. The last thing we look at is the hash rate. Bitcoin's hash rate is growing stronger than ever before. We have looked here back in 2019, you had 34 million terahashes. Now, terahashes, for you guys who don't know, is the amount of computing power that's on the Bitcoin network. And we're going to do a whole video on that in a series coming up very soon. Probably tomorrow we'll launch that. But what I want to point out is even today, we're sitting at over 10 times, 12 times that amount, at 426 million terahashes, exahashes now. Guys, this is an enormous increase in hash power. Now, we need to talk about what does that mean. So let's just take a look at the last 5 years. In the last 5 years, Bitcoin in 2019 was at 43 million terahashes. By the time I got out of the game, Bitcoin was peaking here right about 176. And that's when the high of Bitcoin was here at $60,000. What did you see happen after that, right? Bitcoin collapsed, but even while Bitcoin's collapsing, people are getting out because they're no longer profitable. They can't afford to make the electricity payments because their Bitcoin rewards aren't enough to cover the electricity or their rent or whatnot. So they shut the miners off. But what you started to see happen was the S19 Pro came out, and you started to see miners come offline, come online, come offline, come online, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs and higher lows, especially after you saw the Bitcoin 2022 conference. We noticed a huge spike in the S19 Pros and the XPs. So we saw a lot of activity here happening with the Bitcoin hash rate. The narrative is still strong. Looking at even a year timeline, you see Bitcoin is just continuing to go up and up and up. Where will we be by the halving? I don't know. But if we're looking at the ETF as any indicator of what Bitcoin's price is, zooming out of Bitcoin's price, I'm not seeing that there's an opportunity for Bitcoin to go a whole lot lower right now. What I see here is the real close dump, right? It's going to happen. We might see 16, 17,000 Bitcoin, but that'd be highly unlikely right now, considering we've been holding at 30 for such a long time. I would expect a pump for the next couple of months. And again, this is not financial advice, but if you guys are liking this kind of commentary, please like, share, and subscribe. This is the time where I really need some help. Get those thumbs up, just click the button. It's really simple. Helps me out, helps the channel out, guys. But what I want to convince you guys of here is something very simple. Over time, Bitcoin is going to win. Every cycle has been very similar. You see the accumulation phase, you see the bear market phase, and you see the crazy number 3 to 4 right before and after the halving. You start to see these parabolic gains. And we're expecting to see the setup here as Bitcoin halvens, as miners continue to hold the floor, as miners continue to improve their hash rate, as we continue to have more prevalence of ETFs and more demand for Bitcoin, you're going to see price go up. So until next time, guys, keep stacking, and don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and tune in next time.